This
So,
conference will now be recorded.
okay, then why you want to go for SAP and why you go for SAP's GRC? So I know before you have to go for SAP GRC, you have to requiring some prerequisites. I will explain what are those. Okay, so may I know your experience in SAP side and why you want to selecting a GRC? May I know the reason for that?
Actually, I'm an SAP security consultant. From 2 years, I've been working in some IT company. Uh, so,
Okay,
so actually, when I try for the alternative means I want to move to other job, then I got an opportunity that I need to learn GRC also. I
okay,
came to
okay,
know that
GRC.
GRC is the main hot topic nowadays, where we can easily move to other company. So
It's okay.
actually GRC is also implemented in our organization, but only EAM and ARA has been done. So I don't have much knowledge about that. Just for audit purpose, we use that, and so I just wanted to learn all the modules end to end in under GRC.
Okay, it's okay, fine. Good. Okay, okay. Okay, so that's fine. Good, very nice. And I think in coming to SAP security, what is your experience here in SAP security? Like, what are the module you are handling in SAP security? Like
Uh,
ACC security, yeah, yeah. What are the
BI,
BI and BW and BA? Okay, next
SRM,
HRM. Okay, HR. Old version is HRM is HR. Okay, HR.
SRM,
Okay, HRM also
SR.
good. Okay.
That's it. These are the ones.
GRM, Java. It's okay, no issues. It's hardware. This depends on the basis. You can. Okay, these are the types of securities. Even hardest also now, very, very hardest is like 2015, very, very easy. Yes, is also 2006 is came into picture, but very, very hardest is HANA security with various security. Okay, that is also you discuss in this planning session. Okay, this
Okay.
is very, very hardest. Okay, these two are okay, fine.
Yeah,
And
Fury security also I have idea. HANA
okay, fine.
security only I don't know.
That is you don't know because there is a different Fury, you know.
No, Fury I know. Fury catalogs groups, yes we do. We do.
It is PFCs, only PFCs you can add cover. Just you can get that. Okay, fine, fine. It's okay. And I don't know. That's okay, fine.
Mm,
Okay, okay, now coming to here. So coming to myself here first of all, and here, so myself is studied here, and I have totally 9 years experience I teaching as a SAP basis security GRC with HANA. Okay, so currently I'm working in a HANA architect in Accenture. Okay, so last 4 years I'm working in Accenture only for a HANA architect. Okay, I had
okay.
handling as a HANA administration as well as a HANA security in the SME. Okay, and coming to my training experience, so I had completing as a more than 85 plus batches for overall all corporate clients. Like
Okay.
I'm working in SAP KSA, like the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. I had to provide the training them and SAP India in Bangalore location, and even IBM, TCS, and Accenture, Wipro, Mysore location, DMart, NIT Technologies, okay, and SBA, Delhi, MCC, like almost all MNC clients I'm working and give the training from. Those are all clients, okay, and coming to government sector. So I had to give the training from BPCL and Airport of India and TP Transco. Okay, this is my client. I'm looking at the training from them. Okay.
Okay.
And
Okay.
coming to classroom, I'm working in a part-time trainer as a classroom. So I had to complete as a more than 200 plus batches. I had to complete as a classroom training also.
Okay.
And coming to, I had taken as online sessions also for SAP basis security GRC with HANA. So I had to complete more than 75 plus batches from online sessions. Okay, online classes. And most of the clients from USA, most of the clients. I'm not India is very less okay, because timing's problem. And USA, UK, UAE, and Canada, Singapore, and London. Okay, and Germany. Okay, these are the most of them. And
Okay.
working in SAP tickets also. Okay, I'm working in SAP tickets, and so I had to give the seminar for there. Okay, like any SAP tickets, I had any product is new launching will be there. I had to conduct this seminar. My experience is more than 500 plus, and the participant is more than 500. Okay. And
Okay.
coming to it, here my how YouTube channel is there, and I had to providing his video for a tutorial point also there. Once go for I know like this is one of the best website to go for as a fundamentals, not only advanced, just fundamentals. Okay, in tutorial point, what are you providing? So you have to providing in tutorial points is you have to just go for Google, just type in tutorial points. Under tutorial points, I had to put my profile. You suppose you have just click on Tutor Connect. So how do they just click on Tutor Connect? Then so my profile will be displayed there. Okay,
Okay.
so under you have to providing as a the SAP basis content I will be providing only the documentation. Okay, security
Okay.
content and GRC content, just a fundamental, not advanced. Okay, just a test it. Okay, that's like not practicalization because the practical is very costly, so that's why not posting and HANA tutorial
Okay.
points. Okay, I'm working on
Okay.
multiple and multiple channels. So okay, this is my overall experience into the SAP with the training.
Okay.
And coming to in this course, what are the things we want able to learning for our either GRC point of view, either if you want any advanced topic view. So what are concepts you discuss? And first of all, in this course, sorry, yeah. Okay, so in this course, what we're doing here, so actually, I think, so SAP provides are totally divided into three types. What are the three types? Any idea, Shita?
Yes, sir.
Any idea for projects in SAP? How many types of projects is there? So projects are divided into totally three types. Okay. The first one is a implementation project, support project, and upgradation project. Okay. And even
Okay.
say migration also, even say roll-in project, roll-in project, those are not considered the project because this is a this part of 6 months or 7 months. That's why it's not considering as roll-in project, roll-in project. So majorly your category to the SA projects are divided totally three types.
Okay.
So the first one, what is meaning of implementation project? So under implementation project, as a GRC consultant, so what are the topics you have to involve it? Okay. So here, so first of all, what is meaning of implementation is nothing but implementation is nothing but end-to-end configuration. Okay. The end-to-end configuration means starting the software installation to okay till the software you have to go for project is go for go live. So in between, what are the steps you have? So you have customization is there, designing is there, development will be there, and you have plan will be there. Even if you have user maintenance, client maintenance, transportation, upgradation, even some other changes like internal testing. After that, you have to go for go live. This is what happened end to end is the overall basis. Sorry, your basis considered in like the software installed by the basis consultant, coding is done by the ABAP consultant, storage is recording is prepared by the ABAP. Then what is it? GRC consultant. So you have to involve in this some few concepts. So what is the concept? I will explain further. Okay. So this is a normal. Okay. So that's why here I can share that who are working on implementation project, those are having as 100% knowledge of the subject. Why? Because they know end to end. What is the starting? When did the start project is planning? Till the project when the project is go for go live. Automate. When suppose who are working on a support project, what happened? What do you mean? Just what this year? Suppose my project is implemented by the around 2004. Now till what happened 2010? Who are joining? Everybody is continuously supporting this. Every day, what are the errors? Is just support. You don't have any new upgradation. You don't have plan for learning as new concepts here. Okay. So that's
Yes.
why who are working on a support project, maybe maximum those are getting as a 20% or not. Why you can say because you say you have just daily common tasks. Even as a security consultant, you know that. Like
Yes.
you're looking at a 2 years, maybe maximum you're using as a SU53, SUIM, okay? And even maybe sometimes you have to go for a role creation, sometimes you got to go for user creation. Other than using anything, even you have lot of concepts will be there. Okay, but majorly you daily go to office. First of all, you can doing as a you're getting as tickets. What are tickets you're getting? Sir, I'm not able to access this table. High security, I'm not able to authorization transportation. Like you're getting this issue. Then what happened? You have to go for just how suppose you have sir only one server is okay for this station, but we have how many servers is there? You're doing as SAP is nothing biggest price only. So you have 40 servers, 50 servers, 100 servers, 120 servers is there. Okay, suppose
Yes.
you're working, my team is 20 members, is you're dividing. Okay, you're taking 10 servers, you're taking 10 servers, you're taking centers. Now you're dividing. At the time, what happened? You don't have this. What happened? Just growth. There is no growth for support projects. Not only this point of view, even when you go for as a interview point of view, like one guy is preparing the resume, like he's putting as a he's running as a 2 implementation project. Okay, so one guy
Yes.
is what happens. Second candidate, what he's doing? So he's putting as a he's running as a 12 support project. Okay, then when you go for as a client or interview point of view, which is will be shortlisted is nothing but first one is the this guy will be even by priority both have the same skills also, but based on the project experience, so this guy resume will be shortlisted. Even maybe
Okay.
even for interview point of view. Why? Because the client expecting as a end-to-end configuration, multitasking. Those are paying less, but suppose even in my company, what I'm thinking. So I have to pay the less, but I want to 100% knowledge. But I suppose you having only 20%, my requirement only 20%, then you taking is not matching. Maximum clients are not focusing like that. Suppose even as a human being person, so I have to putting any, I want to buying is any one product. So I putting it 20, I putting it 20 rupees on this. So I want to getting as a profit around 50 rupees, 100 rupees. Like everybody is thinking like that. That is business. Here also
Mm.
same thing. Shortlist also even skills point of view. Even you don't know, but he's putting as a I done. I'm involved into someone's implementation project. So this is my responsibility. That's it. Even at least you know that what are the in implementation project, what are the phases is there. Those kind of setup. Okay, so that's why.
Okay.
And even it's just you saying, na, so I'm working in my company, you're implementing as ARA component, but you are using only for editing purpose. But where the remaining components? Sorry, you're installing GIS software is only one. Then where the remaining components? You have, but we don't have authorization maybe, or you don't have the component knowledge. That's different. Okay. Even
Okay.
implementation also you have to providing a training from every consultant. I think it is a company policy. Okay, during as any implementation project, how the implementation is going at. So what are the components is there? You have to give the training for subject matter experts. You have to give the training from them. Okay,
Okay.
that's difference. Okay, that's okay. And coming to upgradation project, like upgradation or migration, like one version to another version. Suppose now my company is using as a GRC 5.3. Now what happens is they're planning for 10.0 or 10.1 or latest one is 12.0 also there. Those are implementing at the 12. Then what happened? You have just upgraded the skills, like upgrading as a one version to another version. Just what are the futures previous, like what is the what is the difference between the 5.3 and 10.0? You know, just futures or remaining concepts is common. Even for example, who are working on upgradation project are but better to go for migration also. Like one technology, like it's in nowadays, what happened? Every guys are moving into the SAP HANA. That is purely migration project.
Inauguration.
So at the time, what happens? So you get so suppose you're working on any migration project, so you're getting at least 60% knowledge of this subject. Okay.
Okay.
So this is the project base. So that's why in this training, what we're planning. So you are planning for every support project that is later because first of all you know the fundamentals and the concept wise and real time implementation. Then support is very easy. Okay, so that's why what
Mm.
happened. So in this course, you're planning for as an implementation project. In the implementation project, what are the tasks you have to perform is first of all. So here you're introducing as a what is the difference between the 5.3, 10.0, 10.1 installations. Okay, sir, you know the installation, huh? You go to
Yes.
installation, but how the software is doing because the basis is here. So in real time basis guy is doing as installation, then why you want to go for it? First of all, you want to know that GIS is a SAP software or third party. Suppose SAP software, sir, I want to go for why ECC is the why HR is the why BA is because of BA and HR is a third parties. That's why it's not implementing it properly. Okay, so that's same thing here. GRC has not come into the SAP software. Is around 2016 is adapted by some other company and putting as a GRC.
Okay.
Then instantly and so again how what is the difference to installing as a 5.3 10.0 10.5 just you should be knowledge on this then you have what will happen suppose when you meeting when you go for any meeting like basis consultant or GSA consultant I think Friday or Thursday you have meetings is there so sometimes what happens is asking as this is my task this is not my task this is doing as a security consult this is by the GSA consult and then they can say so you do installation perfectly you don't get the issue you can argue that because of you know the installation and the So here in this course, we discussing as a, so what are the add-ons? Like you may say what can, like actually add-ons is nothing but third party tool. Okay.
Okay.
So in this course, what we discussed, so you're discussing regarding like what are the add-ons. Means I had installing a GRC 5.3, 10.2, 10.1. What are the add-ons? You can say simply what are the softwares is required. So that they had to prepare a list out. So how we can preparing? So you know the component. Then in this one you can preparing as the architecture. In
Okay.
architecture you have to getting as a what are the components is getting everything. Again, coming to here again, installation you have to follow the three steps. Again, installation is divided into totally three steps. That is a pre-installation. Okay,
Hmm.
installation. And like because this SAP is very cost-based software, and huge amount of hardware configuration is required. So that's why those are following as a this all. Okay, and coming to here,
Post install.
post-installation. So now I had using a GRC. So in pre-installation, what are the topics you have to covering? The first of all, in pre-installation, I said, first of all, you have to referring as what are the software component is required, like what are the versions will be supporting. So I'm using a SAP NetWeaver 7.3 and 7.4. So this software is supporting GRC component or not. Well, that will be checking pre-installation. And most important here, we have to discussing as architecture. So why the architecture is nothing but it's a software layout. So first of all, you want to know the layout, then only you can know the add-on concept. Okay, that is also
Okay.
discussed. So under you are discussing as a suppose now, for example, in GRC, now we are installing GRC, at least GRC. What are the components you is getting? Totally you're getting as a 5 components is getting. Okay, just to search. Yeah. Totally how many components there? 5 components is
Okay.
GRC. What are 5 components here? Access controller, process controller, risk management, GDS, and global trade services, and NFP. Sorry, NFP, Note of Fiscal Estonia. These are the 5. Sir, I don't want my company don't using a GTS and NF. So these 3 components are getting different add-on. This is different add-on. This is a different add-on. Then this add-ons, how is communicating with, how the integration with ECC. That is everything you're discussing as a architecture point of. So you know the
Okay.
layer, based on the layer you can installing. Sir, now, sir, I don't want the 5 component. I'm saying I don't want the 5 component. I want only this 3 component. I don't, because it is a package. So this they are coming to only one pack, one add-on. So this is the separate
Okay.
add-on. This is a separate add-on. So those will be discussing as a in pre-installation step. Even hardware config no need, just checklist will be there. So you have to preparing that, and after that, installation. Installation is showing you the only screenshot because if you don't basis consultant doing as a installation. Okay, just use a screenshot, and after that, so you're doing as a post installation. So this you should be compulsory doing as a hands-on. And in post installation, what the first step you do with GRC consultant? What the first concern? So here, how the integration between the your GRC to your
ECC.
ECC system. So how the integration will be going on. So that integration concept we're discussing. Okay. So under again in so now integration, under integration, what are the post installation steps? So here totally post installation steps. You have the totally 5 steps. Sorry, so totally 7 steps is there. Okay. So your installing is okay. Then here under post installation, just I'm saying example in post installation. So you can say totally checklist is totally 7 checklists will be there. Means you have to perform as a GRC consultant. I can perform 7 post installation steps. What are those? The first one is the client copy. You can decide which client is for ECC client, which is client for GRC client. So you can do after that you can do the client copy. By default, you're getting some standard client. So those things we discuss. After that, activate the services. Okay, I think NWBC is the services by using the transaction code. So this is second activity. And second one is the activate the PC state. Okay, and next one is the so you have to creating a GRC user ID with assigning as a 25, 28 rows is by default 28 rows. You can assign them. Okay, and activating as a configuration parameter. Third activation and so on. So this is all 7 post installation you can do each and everywhere. After that, it is starting as a GRC component. So in this course, you're focusing as an access control only. So this post installation is common for access controller, process controller, and risk management. So that everything, the 7 post installation steps we can perform one by one. After that, now I commit our course part. This is around it taking as a 5 to 6 hours for these overall steps. Okay, like you can say 1 week in normally. After that, it is starting as a GRC access controller component. We're discussing as a even as a post installation point of view, discussing as a like how to what are the post installation for risk management, what are the post installation for process control. That is also discussing one by one. Okay, after that, I'll come into access controller. Sir, now I already activate the access service application. Now again, under what are the components will be there. So what are the components you have? So GRC access controller. The first component is the ARA. Okay, next one is the GRC. Next component
ARM.
ARM. Okay, next one GRC access controller for
EAM.
EAM. Okay, next one is the GRC access controller DRM. So those topics is now here you have to go for one by one. So in that, so now so first of all, what is meaning of ARA here? Access risk analysis.
Yes.
Sir, this is the I know this is the latest version. Then 5.3 what we call 10.0 what we call for ARA. What we call 10.0 in calling as the RAR, risk analysis remediation. Same naming, but example the same. This is the latest version. You can call this RAR, but when you come into old version, what we call you can calling as a RAR. Same thing when you go for 5.3, what we call which systems what we call. Okay. So like we
Okay.
have to see the difference, like just some advanced features only there, like 5.3, 10.0. The component is there, the purpose is same, but what happens some advanced. So like what is the difference between what is naming difference between the old component and new component? That is this first topic. That is okay. And then access request. So here you say access risk analysis. Naming is there. Access risk. What is the meaning of access risk? Sir, as a security consultant, what I'm doing here, as a security consultant, I had to providing as a access to someone. So how we can providing access to the anyone user ID, like finance department or any basis department or anything. How we can providing access? How we can provide access that with basis user ID? How you can providing?
By checking the conflicts.
No, I'd say for example, so one guy is basis guy is asking, I want to creating so basis guy is joining our project. So how we can providing access to them? We have to create a user ID. That's okay. In user ID, how we can providing the authorizations and all those things. So you can using it as a
By role.
rule concept. And role what we do, we can providing as a transaction codes. So transaction is the measure here. Okay. Now
Yes.
what happened? So I had creating one user ID basis one user ID. I had assigning one some I think I had assigning one transaction code that is a SSC code I'm giving. Again, after that, one more like one more security consultant. What happened is creating as one more same user ID. What happened? It's creating as a one more role and assigning as a one more transaction. That is the SCC file. This is actually SCC for is the client creation. SCC file is a client deletion. What happened now?
This
Like
both are
the output is one guy will be having as a creation option as a deletion option. What happened?
it is a conflict.
Is a conflict. So automatically what happened? So he is getting as a risk. So
Risk.
here, first of all, access risk. So risk is nothing but two content entry. You say that English meaning. So two content entry. Okay, content entry functions. You can say functions is in technical you can say functions. In normally you can say transaction. Okay,
Okay.
contact functions. Okay, in technical language say just like technical functions. Okay, and normally you can say two content entry transitions come together automatically get a risk. Again here. You say analysis. Where you get analysis? Where you do analysis? Take his way. So what we do here? Measure is either user level getting as means here types of analysis. So how many types of analysis there? So how you can
User
analyze?
level
First of all, either you
role
have to
level.
take it as a totally user level you getting as a risk, or as role level you are getting the risk, or profile level. Okay, profile level. This is a common one. Okay, this is one. So 3 levels is there, but one more level also, that is called as a HR object level. Because this is your maintenance data from HR, your SAP ECC data, but this is a HR data. Means this all for SU01, this is for partner.
Yeah.
Partner. Yeah, okay? That is for. So that's why you have to do it separately. HR. So totally how many level analysis is there? So
4
analysis
types.
is totally 4 types: user level, role level, profile level, and H. So now suppose, okay, fine. Now I had analyzing, and what happened finally? I want to get in the risk. Even I had to analyze report. So you're getting the level of risk. So what is level of risk is there? So you have low level risk is there, medium level risk is there. Next one is a high level risk is there, critical level also there. So in mostly 99% real time, what happened? They're ignoring as a low and medium. Because if you do low and medium, you're taking as there is one of the biggest project. They don't go for that. So majorly, at least you have to resolve the problem for any, at least for a high level risk or critical level risk.
Okay.
This. So now how, as I said, so you have to levels is there, but how we can remove that? So again, in this course, you're discussing as a, so how we can remove is that we have two terminologies there. So that is called as a, one is the remediation. Remediation is nothing but, so remove the risk. This means permanent solution. But you don't put, like again, when you remove the risk, what happen again? So means remove the risk means how you can remove? Sorry, you have to remove the transition from this. What happened?
Yes.
Again, basis guy is shouting. Why you want to remove that transition code? I want to compulsory this transition code. But you don't know. This guy who don't know. Suppose you have to get through that they don't know anything about. You know that because if you know security level, you know the company protocols and everything, you know what the risk is there. You are telling them, even you're not listening the word. Then what we'll do? So that is meaning of here. RAR is nothing but repetition only there. There is no mitigation. So then, sir, you want to risk is there, but you have to mitigation. You have to tracing compulsory. The topic in calling as a mitigation. Okay, mitigation is nothing but analysis, and yeah, risk is there. But what I'm doing is analysis, but I can continuously tracing from them. Okay, that is called as a. So here, first of all, what I think is all topic you're discussing from ARA. Clear for in ARA, what are the things you're discussing? Under again, this is your tracing, sir. This is the only tracing purpose, but how the risk will be there. So under you can discussing as a how to create the role set. By default, what is the role set is there? You have to role set is global is there, but I don't want to use global. 99% every customer is using global. This is the SOD rule set. You can say, okay. 99% like SOD is nothing but segregation of duties and separation of duties. Okay, everybody is doing it this set. Okay, but I want customizing. How we can customizing under customization, you're discussing as a how to creating as a functions and how we can sorry. Then you have to discussing as a how we can create the risk IDs. And the risk IDs, how we can creating as a functions and how to create a function, how to creating as a actions and permissions. Yeah, don't forget that. So actions is nothing but in normal language you can calling as a transaction code. Permissions is
Course.
called as you can calling as activities. Okay,
Okay.
this is you're doing the customization. Okay, this is also you're discussing one by one. So this is for overall RARCOM. What are the topic we're discussing here? This is the topics. Okay.
Okay.
And coming to next one, ARM. Okay, ARM. Again, ARM. Again, post installation steps. If I get one thing here also possible before that, we can discussing post installation actions for ARA. Okay, post installation actions for ARA and ARA post installation after the water topics. Okay, and coming to ARM. What is ARM here? Access
Okay.
request
Manage.
management. So here again, access request management. What is that meaning? Like
Uh,
any employee will be joining, like a basis consultant or a ABAP consultant or what I'm doing, like a HR guy or any guys is joining. So first of all, what we do in so he's working on a so project, assigning so project. So he's asking as some credentials. Some is asking some user ID. And what we'll do? So how those applying as a so directly to the content security consultant. Suppose I'm a
no.
business consultant, I'm in contact with you. So hi Harshita, today I'm joining your project, so on so project. So please provide in the credential for this project. So then what happened directly providing as a access to them?
No, depending on the project they are
Yeah.
assigned.
Okay.
We create the user ID based
Okay.
on
And
the
actually,
HR ID.
good. Actually, the company policy, actually, the are doing normal this is only, but actually, you coming to protocol wise, what we'll do first of all, you can say first of all, what happened? Those are fill the one request form. Okay, in real time. Actually, this is the
Yeah,
policy.
they raise a database request for that.
Yeah, there is one. Yeah, that is okay. Fill the one user request form. After user request form, the request form is forward to the where we forward. You have to forward the
Employee
head of the
HOD.
department. Okay, head of the department. After the head of the department, then where we forward. So those guys are forwarding to the help desk team. Okay. Again, help desk team is what we forward. Those are forwarding to the security guy. Again, security guys are what we'll do. So the checking as a risk and authorization, project level. This is our last one is ours. Okay. And after that, even okay, after that is also forwarding to the GRC. When GRC what happened? Those are approving. And again, the same process is approve those guys for one security, HPS, security HRD, development, and user requests. One user request creation is following this much process. So this is manual is very, very difficult. For example, today I want to join the product, like oh, the head of the department is not available. Then what
Okay.
happened? So the user
It is
registration is for next day. It's
yes.
postponing.
Yes.
Okay. So like that is going on. So then he's getting a user request for 1 week or 1 month. So company paid the salary. But what happened? The project work is we're requiring
Held
some
up.
people for the requirement. Then automatically what happened? So that's why you want to making as automation, not only user ID. Even you want to changing as suppose you're changing as a company, like not sorry, you're changing as a address, like you're changing as a one resident address or the residency address. Even it's changing as a phone number communication is a leak phone number. Are you changing as email? Like what happened? Again, where you done? Again, you have to follow same process. So then
Yes.
how we can make it this oral automation? So that will be calling as a the other how we can making us by using as a ARM only. Under ARM, what we will do? The automation process you go by the one workflow is that workflow you can calling as a MSMP workflow. Okay, multi-stages. This is what happened. This is what we call multi-stage and multi-path workflow. That's the full form. Here, multiple stages is then a user ID, HRD department, help desk, security, GS, and everyone is there.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
This is a meaning of that. So how we can make it? This is very difficult comparison. Remaining all four covered, this is very difficult task, and even practical is some difficult will be the understanding purpose because we have in-depth level is there. Okay, how we can make it as a automation for overall, not only this access, I'm saying not only creation. So here, can the user like a creation purpose, change purpose, removing purpose, deletion purpose, and even if you want to do any uh, if you have to create a user for some other multiple purpose, those are everything is performed by the ARM component. So same thing,
Okay.
you come into ARM, but come into old versions, what we call, you can calling as a super user provisioning. Provisioning is nothing but, sorry, central user provisioning. Yeah, CUP, CUP. What is CUP? Component is central user provisioning. Provisioning is nothing but, in English, when you can calling as automation. Okay, what is the difference between the 10.0, 10.1, and 5.3?
Okay.
Okay, those concepts also discussed. That is for AR. Okay, and after that, EAM.
EAM.
EAM is nothing but
Emergency
emergency
access management.
access management. Sir, why already you're providing as access and then why emergency is required? Sorry, why emergency access management is required? Already above what happened, you're providing access, na? Then why is it? Because here, so coming here again, users are divided into how many types? So you have totally 5 different types is
Okay.
there. Don't look at dialogue, don't that is user types is different. I'm saying is users. Okay, types
User.
of users. Okay, like you can calling as a end users. Okay, key
Yes.
users. Okay, support consultant. Okay, next one is the technical consultant. The next one is the project team.
Function.
Function.
Okay.
What is the functions? Here, end user is nothing but who are working in a production. The naming of end user means development, quality, and production. Okay, means who are
Okay.
working in a production in live server. So what happened? Those are acting as a daily maximum. Those are using daily common transaction. But sometimes what happens, those are asking us some additional access. Okay, some additional access. Then you are providing additional access, but you are providing some additional access from this doing some other illegal activity. Then who are again responsible person? Security consultant only responsible person.
Yes.
Actually providing daily data, but it's sometimes like only one day purpose. For example, like month-end activities.
Mm.
Like finance team. Okay, finance team. What happened? Even if it's a end user is something like you're working in a SBA, suppose SBA bank. Okay, is a bank. Under bank working, clerk is there. I think clerk or project manager is there. Okay, not sorry, like manager is there, bank manager is there. What a manager is doing? Like first to till the 31st, what happened? The month end activities is doing by the only manager. That is also is perfect only that particular day. That's why what happened when you go for bank manager and like 31st, what happened? Those are working on it like around morning 8 a.m. to till night midnight 12 o'clock. Those are working continuous because this is a month end activity. That access is only for one day purpose.
Mm.
Okay.
Yes.
Instead of this, he's doing as a, he's not doing this month and he's doing some deletion or something. What happened? Customer is getting as a loss for that. Okay. So
Yes.
then again he's saying some reason. The power problem or somebody deleting some table. Then that's why what you have to compile is tracing them. So how we can tracing is nothing but you can using as a concept you can call it as a firefighter control concept. These guys are tracing means some higher guys are tracing. What the activity is doing, everything will be tracing by the sub. Means as a security you are providing access, but you are providing some access from them, but is doing some illegal activities. For
Okay.
example, even in a normal house, even a home also, like a watchman is there. Watchman is daily is there, but actually what are we doing? When you are go for as a, some outing, Saturday, Sunday, what happened? You go for some outing. So you have to give the keys to them. What happened? Daily you're giving. Okay, daily you're probably like your children is coming to school very early, your office is coming to early. So at what happened? You give the keys from every day you have to give it to them. But unfortunately, what happens Sunday, their entire family is going to out. Okay,
Mm.
then you have to normally you can suppose some celebrities came into picture. Then what happened? The key will be submitted to the watchman.
Yes.
Okay, in watchman is you're giving your task is compulsory. Your task is done. You have to submit the key to watchman. Then watchman is doing so already he daily is doing common tasks. He's doing the watching to every house and every. But unfortunately, these things some bad things. And what happened? You have the keys, and what happened is open the door and do some illegal activity and everything. Then how you know that he's doing illegal activity or anything? Like next day you know that if something is done, some money is gone, like gold will be gone, then you know that. But how we can trace it? He's doing something. He's open the door. He's even he's open the door. He's doing some illegal activity outside the home. So how we can how we're able to yeah how we will do modding or how we will do tracing that? So that's why what happened nowadays. Every house also or every apartment also company what happened? Those are putting in CC cam. Why
Mm.
they're putting CC cam? You're not
To
available
monitor.
that you're pressing continuously. Sorry, every day, sorry, only Sunday you have to putting a CC cameras, it is different. Okay, don't go further. Only Sunday, you know the like when the robbery is occurring. It's only Sunday and Saturday is a big day. You don't know that, huh? So that's why it should
Yes.
be added. That's so like that. Okay. So yeah, watchman duty is normally common is working at a 10, but is working on some additional actions. What happened? So how we can tracing? Not only this, even key users, support users is nothing but it's in a functional consultant. Like you say, MM guys, finance, majorly finance department. Finance department, what happened? Month-ending activities.
Activities.
Finance guys
Yes.
are majorly working on a month-end activities. Month-end activities, what happened? So at the time is only one. Last common transaction code is there, but one day purpose you are using some external activities, asking as a some additional activity. And technical consultant is I think basis consultant as well as a security consultant. The priority is nothing but where priorities go for some like now we provide in India. Same priority. Suppose my business extend the same product I want to go for as US and UK. At the time I want to providing as remote access from them. That is called as a project teams. Okay, so those
Okay.
type of access you have to provide in tracing. Then how we can tracing? So based on the EAM concept. So under EAM, what are the concepts you have to provide it? So how we making this normal user ID as supervisation? Then you go for a firefighter user, firefighter. Okay, and then even you can what we tell like a firefighter controller, firefighter owner. Again, here majorly here everybody know that. So here again under configuration. This is normal configuration. But again here, GRC 5.3 having a concept is there. GRC 5.0, how to decentralization. Okay, how to decent. This is nobody know that. Some tech guys are only working employees are know that. When we go for YouTube or anything, this concept is not available. Okay, decentralization and how to making it centralization projects. Okay, so how you can making as a centralization. Okay, centralization for example. So both are is available any version number. Yeah, the version number 10.1 is available. Both centralization is available as well as the decentralization also is available. Okay, so both is available. So how we came out and what is what we discuss. So then first of all, what happened? You know this concept. Then you can coming to the centralization concept, decentralization concept. Both will be there. This is nobody. You don't get in the materials also for everywhere. Even YouTube also you don't get in it because very few members are know this concepts. Decentralization, centralization. Okay. Yes.
Okay.
That we are discussing as a EAM concept. And last and final is BRM. Okay, what is BRM here? Till now you're providing as a access and everything user based. Even a Reynolds is okay. But coming to here, business role management. Okay, so how we can creating as a roles again when you create the roles in PFCC, what is naming convention using? Sorry, any taking as a letter or anything like you have to create the role like role abab underscore like something like some department plant number. So because it is taking because of in PFC there is no restriction. Actually,
Yes.
when you create the role, it should be compulsory starting with compulsory. What is compulsory starting with? ZR violated. When you go for PFCC, you do this practical session is accepting. No. Okay, because it's taking any naming convention. You give the A
Yes.
letter, you give the AB letter, is taking anything. But actually, your company policy. So how we know that which is the standard role, which is the customizing? How you know that? That's why already you know that in security, when you create a role, should be compulsory starting with ZR
Z.
violated. Why ZR violated is required?
If
Because
it,
you
it
have
is in
differentiated
customization.
already. Yeah, A2 X letters are used by the SAP company. You have only two letters is there. So if suppose any family, any role is starting with A2 X letter, that is called as a standard role.
Standard.
But what happens? Some security consultant they don't know anything about the role. What happens? Just give the A letters or something. The customizing role or stand. How you know that? So
Yes.
this type. That's first of all, naming is most important part because you know what it is. Like lot of customers, customer like confusing, which is the standard, which is this. You can follow the company, but when you go for PLC, you're doing anything. Anybody creating A2, that is creating because there is no conditions. So then how we can putting as a condition? It should be compulsory starting with Z. It should be compulsory starting with Y. After that, again, business process. Like which module you're working on. You're working on a basis, you're working on a finance, you're working on a SD, you're working on MM. How you know that? Again, sub-business process. So means like you have to give the naming. Suppose I'm working on a, so I had to just when you go for how you can making as a BRM is my output will be like that. So starting compulsory Z means you have to give the role. And after that, we have to select the basis under bidding, under again sub person under basis you are bidding. After that, you have to give any text and you have to give any context. This should be a constant. Like you can give a
Okay.
template context. Okay, those type of okay that normally again types of roles and again the how we can specify the condition and we can discussing as a BRM plus. Okay, so BRM plus business role framework. Okay, those concepts also we are discussing one. Okay, so this is
What is
the
BRF, sir?
business role framework BRM plus.
Framework. Okay.
Business role framework. This is for you can set the condition group. You said now how starting data violator, why what is the maximal length of those will be setting as a BRF, BRF. So that is called as a business role framework.
Framework.
Okay.
Okay.
So here you can setting as a condition group. Okay. So this is
Okay.
right. Okay. So these are the overall four components is all over the so So I damn sure I'm saying that everything is here. 70% you have to go for as a practical session, 30% you have to go for critical session. Because most of the guys are asking as a hands-on experience. Okay.
Okay.
So now till now,
So,
what are the things? Sorry.
We are going to cover on access control only, sir, in this
Yeah,
class.
only for access control. I don't know process controller because that is a cyber layer required. Okay, that is only a major issue. Okay,
Oh, okay.
process
So,
controller. Theory will be
we
covering.
are
Practical is very difficult. Even I don't know practical especially process controller.
okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so under here discussing as a basically answer how we can customizing. In GRC, this two transaction for but lot of options is there. Even additional topic how to customizing as a NWBC launchpad. Okay, so that is also we discussed. Okay, launchpad configuration and customer launchpad customization. Those topics also discussed. So till now, what are the things you're providing? So here, documentation wise, see here daily what are the PPTs I'm using. The PPTs and everything you have to providing one by two everything. The corporate meeting, everything you have to providing. PPTs, even the case studies point of view. Even if you want like I said, each and everything you have post installation step. See here, we are ARM post installation step, PRM post installation step. So everything has here post installation or pre-implementation for first request. Everything you have the well documentation is there. You have to provide the documentation, which is instead of the particle station. That is the one thing. So here, coming to our courses, you are providing the server access that is based on your fee structure, like you take in 2 months or 3 months, that is your work. Okay, it's 24/7 is available. It is going to setup. Okay, and
Okay.
what are the PPTs and what are the document and what are the PDFs I'm using. And if you want any real-time case studies, you can provide the case studies also. And I don't know, like even every day the class will be recorded. Okay,
Okay.
the recording will be sent to your mail ID with this all documents.
Okay.
And this is one. If you want to go for any certification point of view, so you have to providing either certification questions also. How you can prepare the certification for those questions also you can prepare one. Okay. So this
Okay.
is a year for the GRC access control course.
Okay. So, how many days of class you will
Yeah. So
cover?
you're putting as a duration is around 30 days, 30 hours will be taking. Okay, 30 hours. So 30 hours you have to cover it. But it's talking maybe if you have some major issue like if you want some HANA security or previous security introduction also, if you have any advance is there, any issues is there, it will be extended. Just putting as duration is 30 hours and every day the class is 1 hour or 1.5 hour. Suppose if you want it immediately, like what happened was taking Saturday, Sunday for extra hours, like 3 to 4 hours continuously, you have to complete 14 days or sorry, like 15 days to 10 days. Depends on your requirement. Okay.
We
But
will take
for
one hour
example,
only. I can also
that
have
is
HANA security in this.
no. HANA is different. Again, it's taking as different. It's advanced. Just what is the meaning of SAP HANA security introduction, but like demo class. Like, okay, what are the points and whatever. So it's a weekdays, every weekday. Suppose any weekday, for example, I'm coming to office late, you're coming to office late, some days, some weekdays, right? Then you have to covering as a at least the topic you go for, any queries or anything that is go for weekend for extra hours.
Okay.
There's flexibility. Like every day, every weekend day means sometime I'm stuck in traffic, you're stuck in traffic, or sometime you have meeting, you're not available. So that weekday is not, then you have postpone into the weekends.
Okay.
Weekday, what
What
happens?
are
The
the
classes in
timings
the
for weekends?
weekends. That is a flexible. I have flexible timing or flexible timing, like afternoon, morning, like that depends.
Okay. How many
Weekends
hours
is
will
anything.
cover weekend
Sorry?
means Saturday and Sunday? How many hours you will take?
It depends. I'm suppose if you want 2 hours, if you want 3 hours, like any mismatching, if you want any extra time, you can use that. I say
Okay.
any miss is happening for weekdays, you can go for weekends. Okay.
Okay. Okay. So weekdays, if we can go, night only we can, or else morning.
Not only night, morning sessions also there. You can ask the timings. Okay. Any weekday, I'm saying any weekday you're missing, then you can go for as a weekend. If you want weekend also, you'll take the I'm free or you're free, then we can taking as a weekend also. Okay. Clear? Actually the classroom is a sorry, extra days Monday to Friday. Till Monday to Friday, suppose suppose you go for vacation or something like a Tuesday or Wednesday, you're not available. Those two classes you have to come into the Saturday and Sunday you can take it. Or you have
Okay.
any, then will be go for Saturday.
Okay.
Okay. Sir, I attend Friday to Monday. I'm at the classes. Even I want to. I'm Saturday also. I'm free. The course is complete very fast. I want to complete very fast. Then you can take it Saturday Sunday also. That is your
Oh,
choice. That is your
okay.
fix. Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So, have any other queries?
Nothing. You told that it is a certification also. Means certification in the sense, you
Questions.
provide the
What are the
certification
questions?
for us.
No. That is only authorization institution. So in GRC 300, it's a certification. See here, what are the questions will be covered? And you have already some dumps is there, previous question papers. Those will be forwarded to you. Okay. Not
Okay.
certification. Certification is nothing is authorization. You have to go for SAP and a task company. And you can write that. That is different. Okay. Yeah, it's around the cost is around 2.5 lakh is a GRC certificate. So this is
Uh-huh.
posted and
I did not.
examination.
I did
Yeah.
not understand that. What you said. You said that GRC 300 you will be providing the dumps
Yes,
of
previous
question papers.
previous for the
Previous.
question certificate. Yeah.
Okay.
If you
Then
want
what
write
is
examination, then we'll be supporting from them also. Like what are the questions? Say how you can prepare certification for those. Just guidance you have to provide. Okay.
okay? Okay.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Any other
Thanks.
queries? Yeah.
Nothing. So how good I means once I'm done with all the can I try for other companies and can I try for other job for GRC as a GRC consultant in access control?
Yeah, is only that is in companies nowadays majorly using as only access control, not process control. Because we already working on a this is like maximum the requirement is coming to the access controller process. For example, the access controller. For example, see that only I'm sure that some jobs just don't because already you're working in a ECC and these all with okay. I'm just putting it with GRC. Okay,
Hmm.
GRC. Now see here what those are asking. What the skill set? See the skill set. Very good. I already told her where resume how the skill set will be preparing. Okay. So here what happened? SAP security with GRC. See that about the company. Uh, yeah. See. See here what those are asking. So asking any other thing. See here what those are asking here.
SAP GRC access control.
In common you say na is common. See the BWS for HANA BA and this is for that. Anyway, they're asking process controller.
No.
You will see this. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
I'm not typing anything. I'm not typing process or anything. Even not. Okay. See, this is immediate opening for SAP GRC Consultant. So just skill set. Experience. What is experience? 4 to 8. See this package price that is good. And job description again. Profile and business cycle experience. See what happened? Yes, asking. Now he's asking some guys access and post for this. Okay.
Yes.
The company wise, based on the skill set and not only this is you see anything like a physics consultant or anything. Say the proper requirement is common. The requirement the same thing. Okay, like you can so just check it. Not only I'm not just check it your skill set, then only you can check it. Okay, like based on
Okay.
your experience. So how much you put in and how much. This you can check it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay. Thank you actually.
So in this institute, you people will give any I mean, placement is available in your in the institute.
So I had to refer some to my company. Suppose you're working as so you can refer to my company. No, institution just assistance is not even what is maybe you have the chance you will provide. Other than there is 99% no company is providing like because it's a fraud. Okay. Even I only had 2 years experience, that you are asking, I am asking the question. This depends.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Okay, let me. You are already working 2 years now. Then why you asking like again? I'm saying that. Then you are like again. You think again the fresher right now. That is depends. Man. Okay, don't ignore that. That is a look.
Means okay.
Yeah,
Actually,
how Indian
other
company you think is that I can referral. That is the first point. Okay, I don't know the distribution policy. Okay,
okay,
distribution is
okay,
just is the training purpose and placements is there. It's typing many company those are providing. RS just putting just link. Don't
okay,
literally. I'm so frankly for 99% no like only you need to do the certification for your paying 3 to 5 lakh. Attached company also is not providing as a assistance. This is say only the assistant. Any interview say you are putting. But the when the we are waiting, we're searching some other job. The result the market is going on now. Okay.
okay,
Actually,
okay.
one more guy is waiting for the session. His basic session is going on. Yeah. You have any other queries for the post point of view?
No, no, no.
Okay, fine. It's okay. It's okay. Go ahead then. Please rejoin the session. Okay. So
Okay.
thank